I know you're ready to have fun and celebrate, but can I get a little Bud Crawford breakdown prediction on the big fight coming up, Canelo and Kovalev?
I got Canelo stoppage. About 6 rounds.
Is he gonna have to eat some good leather to do
Canelo got
that jab of Kovalev?
Canelo got some underrated defense. He don't get hit like a lot of people think he do. And I think he's gonna go to the body real well, and I think he's gonna get the job done.
But he's pushing forward that defense. So you think he will have to eat that jab a little? Maybe watch out for that right hand.
We shall see.
We shall see.
Canelo Alvarez also has a big fight in a couple weeks with Sergey Kovalev, but he expressed his interest that he will be going to Saudi Arabia to catch your fight against Anthony Joshua. What does that mean to you that a fellow Mexican star in boxing will be there to catch a fight?
No, it means a lot. I'm a big fan of Canelo. Me and him talk back and forth on social media, Texas, and I'm going to be there for his fight too, November 2nd. So he invited me to go out there, be backstage with him. So I'm looking forward to that, and for him going all the way to Saudi Arabia. It's an honor, I want to have a lot of Mexicans out there supporting me because I know there's not going to be a lot of Mexicans out there. So having a good legend like Canelo's going to be an honor to have him there.
Absolutely. If I could just get your quick prediction on that fight for Canelo Kovalev.
I think it's going to be a really good fight, action fight. A lot of people are talking bad about Kovalev, but he's been in there with the best. He was pound for pound at one point, but I think Canelo's going to. He's gonna outdo him, and he's gonna win.
Kovalev is not. If he loses to Alvarez, then he'll have 2 comeback fights. But if he wins, he goes back to top rank in ESPN.
Okay. And what do you think of that fight? We saw Kovalev, he got a nice knockout win over Yard, but he had some moments, I think it was the 8th round, where it looked like he kind of ran out of gas and was in trouble.
Well, Canelo Alvarez is a tough opponent for Kovalev because even though Kovalev is so much bigger and has that great left jab, Kovalev doesn't take it that well to the body. Andre Ward showed that. Yardy showed that.
Yeah.
And the one thing that Canelo has as his great weapon is his body punching. So we'll have to see. But that is a world-class fight.
Do you feel like that's a wise decision on his part, and can Kovalev win that fight?
Wise decision for Canelo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Canelo's chasing greatness. I mean, if he loses, you can just say Kovalev was too big. So if he wins, man, that's mega. That's huge. So, I think Canelo can pull it off. I think, Kovalev kind of slowing down a little bit. He still has that power. So if Canelo can take his power and, throw his combinations like I know he can and use his skill set, I see Canelo winning. Which is Canelo's win, and it gives no excuse for people saying that, Mikey Garcia didn't have a chance. So we'll see.
What would your thoughts be on that potential fight of Canelo and Kovalev?
I think that'd be a great matchup. I think it'd be a very big win for Canelo. I think Canelo wins. I think Canelo stops him. I just saw the fight. I think Canelo stops Kovalev. And I wouldn't think it would be a good idea if Canelo asked for a catch weight. Fuck that. Do it at 175 and do it now. Yes, he stops him.
Yeah.
178. What weight? No. What's Kovalev? 175. 175. No, it's 175. Light heavy 175.
This is Rafa.
Really? Yeah.
So you don't think that?
I didn't think he stopped him, but I thought he probably.
You believe he will be the victor?
I said it all confidently.
I just did his fight. I just did his fight. I was commentating Kovalev's fight.
Oh.
And I seen it. I'm like, oh, Canelo stops him.
Really?
Yup. Stops him.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen him so soon either.
I'm telling you, I just seen it, and I'm like, well, that'd be perfect. But don't do no catch weight, because then it takes credit away from Canelo. People start saying that, oh, it's only because he brought him down in weight, or he dehydrated. 175, fuck it, do it now.
Do you think he should be taking credit now for moving up to 175 now?
Yeah, man.
Smaller man?
Yeah, absolutely,
okay.
Absolutely. When you look at pound for pound, it's about risk too. That's what it's about. It's about risk. It's about fighting the right fighters. It's about accomplishments. That's my pound for pound. You know, so but what Canelo is doing, going up 2 weight divisions and going to face another guy, I'm a little watered down. I get it. You know, I get it. But it's still, see, people, yeah, that's the critics. And I'm one of them critics. And I have to say, he's not what he used to be. But he's still not a bad fighter. And he's still dangerous. You know, so still some risk for Canelo. He got to get past that jab. But we all know why. We all know why.
So how much water is in it?
No, I'm just saying. What I'm basically saying is that he wasn't what he's not what he used to be.
Gotcha.
Okay, he's not what he used to be, and we see some vulnerability in his arsenal, basically in his defense. He can't take it to the body. Anybody can see that.
Do you think Canelo can
even a
stop
blind
him?
man. I think so. I think so. There's a possibility that Canelo could stop him, and Canelo need a stoppage. You know. He needs a stoppage, you know. See, the problem is that a lot of people are questioning his record, questioning his accomplishments, because now not me, but people are. I hear all the time they're saying, like, oh, he fought a blown up welterweight. He fought this blown up welterweight. He went up this weight class. He didn't fight this guy. He avoided this guy. So he's not getting credit for his accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? So,
but in a sense, don't you think the same thing's gonna happen with Kovalev? Because he knocked him out. I gotta say, you know, he's like 37, broke out the prime. They're still gonna take something away from him.
They always gonna take something away from you, but it's the right time. It's the right time. Sometimes fights gotta be made at the right time. You know, and this fight, I believe, is made at the right time in Canelo's favor, not in Kovalev's favor. Now, you give me Kovalev a couple of years back before he fought Andre Ward. Now, it'd be a different story. It'd be a different story. But he is watered down. I have to tell you. I have to tell you that. And he's older now. He's not the same. And you saw that in his last fight.
A fight that's getting a lot of talk is the Kovalev-Canelo. Yeah. What are your thoughts with that?
I think it's a good fight, but I think I don't know if Canelo's gonna be able to deal with his power. Because, you know, Kovalev is a much bigger guy. He's taller, heavier. Canelo's going. What weight is gonna be, like 178?
Well, I don't think that they distinguished it yet, because I know that I know Benavidez was actually just talking about that. He's saying how although Canelo is like kind of like the cash cow in the sense that he has a lot of say, he believes that obviously if Canelo is going, you know, like he needs to move up.
Okay. Yeah, because if Canelo moves up,
it should be unnegotiable, basically.
Yeah, it's gonna be too much advantage because Kovalev is a bigger guy and taller, and Canelo is almost my size. He's my size, so. I think if Kovalev catches
it could be a problem.
Yeah, it could be a problem because if Kovalev catches Canelo, he could hurt him because he's a much bigger guy. And he's not that he is a bigger guy. He's like he could punch. You know, he could hit.
So he's not just bigger, but he also has power behind his punches.
Yeah, power behind his punches. And Canelo, he could take punches and everything, but in his weight class, you know, I never seen him against a bigger guy. So we're gonna see if he could take his punches, Canelo will beat him. You know, because Canelo does more punches faster. And, you know, we're going to see.
Sergey Kovalev fought on the weekend against Anthony Yarde. We saw that. It looks like now he's in negotiation with Canelo. I'm hearing about a catch weight, Canelo going up potentially. What are your thoughts?
What I'm going to tell you.
Tell me what's going through that head.
I'm going to tell you. You got a guy who was a light middleweight a couple of years ago, now he's fighting a light heavyweight who punches hard. What am I going to tell you? Weight classes don't matter anymore. Just dope up and you're good. What are you going to do? I mean, what am I going to tell you? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you anymore. I don't even want to discuss fights like this because nobody's jumping that many weight classes that fast unless something's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's a shame, but I don't know. This guy failed the drug test already. I heard he's on the year-round program now. It's great, you know. I mean, it's fine and dandy. Come on, man. I don't know. Hey, what am I going to tell you? The guy was a light middleweight a couple of years ago, right? What, 2 years ago? Even? Come on. He's fighting Amir Khan. Now he's fighting Sergey Kovalev. Come on. And we're discussing it like I'm supposed to discuss that in a serious manner. You know what I mean? Just because everybody else is gullible, I'm going to discuss that in a serious manner. I can't discuss it in a serious manner. What am I going to tell you?
Think about the fight next week between Kovalev and
what would you rather, Manny or
I think that's a dangerous fight.
Well,
Manny, I guess, because just because of the size and the punch. Kovalev can punch.
You feel like that jab of Kovalev's going to end tonight against Canelo? Because everybody underestimates that.
Tragedy, you know what I mean? I think Canelo going to win a close decision, but
I don't think it's even fair, like, to talk about him right
I can see Canelo getting hurt though in that fight. Like I can see him getting stunned a couple times.
Is it going to be early or late? Like he gets hurt.
I think he might get stunned Like around the fourth,
It'd be a great fight.
third or fourth round,
It'd be a great fight
and then you
for
should
the
be able to
fans.
recover and come back.
Abner, Canelo Kovalev, man.
Listen, Canelo, I think, is doing a great thing, smart thing of moving up 2 weight classes. Why? Because he is that smart. He's got the right people besides him to tell him that this is the time to do that. Maybe years behind, back, I would not see him beating a Kovalev, but now I do definitely see it. I'm even going to tell you how he's going to beat him. Body shot. He's going to drop him with the body shot. That's it, man. Put money on that.
Any thoughts about that you say he's ready for it now?
Canelo, yeah, the experience. He gained a lot from the Mayweather fight. He gained a lot from all these fights. I mean, look, I was one of the ones that talked trash about Canelo, because I was thinking, like, you got to fight this guy, but he's faced them all. Good, bad times, and the worst times, but he's faced them all. He's gained that experience. He cannot take the experience away from him. And he is the pound for pound. He is the boxing. He is the face of boxing right now. And he is going to demolish Kovalev. He's going to make a name of himself. He's going to make history by becoming a light heavyweight champion. Come on, man. He's smart. Smart man right there. That's the team.
Does that mean you think a couple years ago the fight would have gone different? That Kovalev could have? Okay.
That's exactly what I'm saying. A couple of years behind, I think Kovalev would have maybe even possibly knocked out Canelo just because of the size and the power. But now I think it's a perfect fight for Canelo.
So when he gets knocked out, Canelo might be stretching a little too far. You can't keep moving up in weight and keep fighting punchers because one day you're gonna, take a punch you can't handle.
We got. Canelo. Let's start just real quick with Canelo because he's a guy you study heading into fights. You think he would beat Sergey Kovalev if that's the fight that happens?
Yeah, Kovalev has a lot of flaws to me. He definitely, is paid his dues. He's a respectable, guy or a respectable champion. He has a lot of heart. He fights to the end. If he gets hurt, he looks to get it back or whatever. I respect him and all that. But I think Canelo just be too much. I think he'll his body attack, his smartness, his defense, will be just too much for him.
Is that what Canelo's? Do you think Canelo's scouting and seeing a weakness? This guy don't like it to the body.
Well,
not cherry picking because Kovalev's a hell of a fighter, but picking out a guy he knows he could beat.
Well, he got hurt to the body his last fight, but Canelo was already kind of negotiating for that fight, so I wouldn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
We saw Dre hurt him to the body, but I don't know. I just think that he must be. At least he would be going up in weight again.
Mm-hmm. 2 divisions.
Yeah, so I think he would just be trying to go up and get another world title.
But you see him winning that fight.
Yeah. I think that fight should be pretty easy for him.
And that's gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? Kovalev, that's my man. Canelo has been proven that he is a force to be reckoned with. So it's gonna be good. I mean, Canelo's giving up a lot. I mean, he's going up against a bigger, stronger guy that fights a lot, throw a lot of punches. They got skills. You know what I'm saying? This guy actually has skills. So we will. And we're entitled to see a good fight. Yeah, 100%.
How does Canelo approach? I guess what would his game plan would be? Judge Judah, what would you tell Canelo game plan should be?
Go in. You know what I mean? Go in smart. Go in like a tiger. You know what I mean? Go in like a tiger. You know what I'm saying? Watch him and peck at him, and then when the time is right, go in there and finish him.
What does that win do for Canelo's career, his legacy? What does that do for him? Beating
Yeah, come on. Kovalev is one of the pioneer greats of our time right now. You know what I mean? If he goes in there, especially if he walks through him, come on, that's gonna be like, whoa. You know what I mean? Some people might say, oh, he's probably past the time, but whatever. If he's still, no matter what, Kovalev he's a beast. You know what I'm saying? He's a beast. So it's not gonna be an easy fight, no matter what. And Kovalev has, a winnable situation there. You know what I'm saying? If you work hard and come in there prepared the way he should, Kovalev can pull it off.
The fight is Canelo going up to 175 pounds of facing somebody who's well established in that division, Sergey Kovalev. Talk to me about that fight.
And Canelo, I got Canelo, man. Canelo, for me, Canelo #1 pound for pound in my eyes right now. Canelo is the best fighter in the world in my eyes. You just look at his ring resume, look at the people he's fought. I still got Canelo. And one thing about Kovalev, he doesn't like body shots, and Canelo is a hell of a body puncher. So, even though he has the height advantage on him, I don't think that'll mean nothing when it comes to those body shots. So I got Canelo for sure.
Canelo and Kovalev.
Okay.
You always give a great breakdown. Man.
Always.
So please break it down.
I see, of course, Canelo coming out with the win. I see Kovalev, giving him a few problems because of his height, his length, him knowing how to use his distance somewhat. But I see, Canelo, he's just so strong and so compact. He's young, he's strong, fast, and I believe that he's going to bring that aggression towards Kovalev and probably stop him.
Kovalev's still a champion, of course.
Kovalev is great, but Kovalev, like I said,
but is he not quite the same guy when he fought Andre Ward?
Yeah. He's not the same since he fought Dre, and we got a chance to really see that, and that's what happens to a lot of these, tremendous fighters they really have that invincible mentality. Once they get broken, they're pretty much not the same. It's really hard to get them back on that same pace. And we've been seeing with Kovalev, we've seen him get knocked down, we've seen him get hurt, we've seen him get knocked.
Those vulnerable moments.
Out. We've seen the vulnerable moments now, and he's in a space now where, to be realistic, like I said, I'm a fighter. That being invincible is gone. Because you felt the canvas, you felt this guy knock you down, you felt this guy stop you, so it can happen. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, some of those things can still play in his head, depending on where the fight is going. If he feels that he's feeling in a vulnerable space, getting hit with certain shots, getting hurt, all that stuff might come back to him.
Here I go again.
Here I go
down
again.
That dark.
There I go again, and that's something that people need to understand when it comes to athletes, when it comes to fighters. It's very easy if you don't have a strong mindset to get drawn back to that vulnerable space that you were in. So we're going to see. Like I said,
because Canelo must have a strong jaw. We never seen him really hurt like that.
Like I said, Canelo's coming in. He's undefeated, strong. He has a lot on his back, and he has that invincible mindset right now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He has that invincible mindset right now. So it's going to be hard to beat him, and I feel that he's. I don't think that Kovalev has recovered all the way yet mentally. And I believe that Canelo can draw him back to that time of vulnerability. And if he does, I think he stop him.
To the body? That's what everyone's saying.
Body, head, whatever. Yeah, especially to the body. I forgot. Yeah, Dre him to the body. Yeah, he might stop him to the body. So just remember I said it first.
Do you think that there's any threat that Canelo faces going up 2 weight classes for his upcoming fight?
Yeah, that's a big risk.
The second.
Yeah, a big risk because Kovalev, he's a bigger guy, and he's bigger guy. He's strong, and it's his weight class. And Canelo is gonna be new to that weight class, so it's just a matter of if Canelo could take his punch. If Kovalev catches him, I think he could hurt him or something. But if Canelo could take his punch, he's gonna beat him because Canelo's faster, younger, and he's more fresh. He's more fresh. He's gonna throw more combination, break him down to the body, and just beat him up like that.
Do you think Kovalev is the same fighter that he was in them 2 fights in 2016, 2017?
No, I don't.
What are some things? What is it? Break it down, Jay.
Well, I think Andre Ward took some out of it. You know what I mean? I don't think he had a punching power that he used to have, and his stamina seemed to be getting a little better, but it depends on how one stay in that body.
It's odd though, because you know boxing, they always say the power is the last thing to go.
Yeah.
And yet you see with Kovalev, he's already dropped off in that.
Yeah, I believe he had. I believe Andre Ward took a lot of energy away from him. Wish him the best.
So with that being said, how do you see that Canelo fight going next week?
I think Canelo can beat him if he fight him. He stay in that body. You know what I mean? If he stay in that body and keep the fights close, he can beat him.
Easy fight for Canelo, or like you said, that that jab, is that going to be tough to get past, or how do you see it playing out ultimately?
I don't think it's easy. He have to impose his will on Kovalev.
Right.
You know what I mean? Close that distance. If he allow him to fight with that distance, he in trouble.
That means though he might have to eat some shots to get in there, though, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know yet.
Yeah?
I don't know yet. It's a lot of variables, man. How heavy is Canelo gonna come in? Is he gonna try to come in too heavy because he's concerned about the extra weight of Kovalev, or is he gonna stay somewhat light to stay faster? How's his knee? He's got a bad knee. I know all about that. What does Kovalev have left? How's Canelo gonna get through the range of Kovalev for the first 6 rounds? If it goes past 6, I like Canelo. So it's a lot of variables, man. Again, like I told you guys a few seconds ago, I'm not trying to be the first to predict and say certain things. I try to measure twice and cut once. I don't try to be the first. So I really don't know. It's a lot of variables that I'm trying to process right now, but it's going to be a good fight. I know that.
Andre, could we get?
I can see Canelo. I ain't doing that.
You think Canelo's going to win? That's what a lot of people think because of the body weight.
I don't know right now.
Yeah?
I know come fight time.